Okay. Yeah.
Here,
Okay. Here we go. All right. Don't see it live yet. Live now. Okay, you're up. Let's see. Yeah.
So hopefully those people will. I sent the link in the thing, so we'll go to it. Okay.
Now 5:08. Okay. And
I'm not.
okay. So I can close all of that.
Oh, there. Let's show some first. Hopefully all you made it over. I'm hearing myself in your thing now.
Oh, okay. Here we are. I see it. Cool. All right. Sorry about that, guys.
There was a lot of difficulties because I was having issues before we even started.
All right. So, not a lot's happened since 4 hours ago. I took a shower, so my hair is it's not quite as on point as it was, but
shake it out.
You can watch it dry as the webcast goes on. I'm actually going to turn you up a little bit. Let's go up to 50%. So I do have a couple of pre-existing questions. Not only 2 of them though. So Elena, hi. I just feel like we haven't said hi enough. Hello, guys. So there's been a couple of questions since 1 o'clock. Elena from Tumblr? Yeah, from Tumblr asks, okay, so it's stuff we've seen before. Number 1, what would your number 1 piece of advice for any upstarting cosplayers be? I think our typical response is have fun. Am I right?
That's it. I'd say like have fun.
And it's so cheesy to say because it's like, guys, just have fun, be you. But I don't know. It's true. Like everybody's in it for different reasons. Like if you're in it to like make a promotional thing out of it, you've got some different decisions to make than if you're in it just to go and have fun anyways. Like really, you just don't worry about it unless you have some sort of agenda.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, forget about it. You know what I mean? No, this guy over here wants to put on a costume. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Number 2, she asks, what is the funniest thing that has happened to you at a con? That one we've also pretty much seen. I mean, a lot of funny things happen at cons. I think at this point, sort of the story I'm going to end up telling the most is the fact that somebody took a picture of us at eating breakfast, and it ended up being the most popular picture that's ever been taken of us.
Or somebody taking a picture of us holding hands.
Did that ever come out?
I've never seen it, but just the way like that, the lady just jumped over John York and was like.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's out there.
Eventually, we're gonna run out of ideas for photos to take, anyways, and we're just gonna do a lot of holding hands and stuff. That'll be a phase of our cosplay career.
It's not like we already got the looking intensely into each other's eyes thing down pretty good. So.
Honestly, if images of us holding hands gets us invited like across the country to go to cons, on behalf of like LGBT stuff, like, yeah, that's fine.
But your hands are so clammy.
Oh, please. My hands are wonderful and soft. I have an artist's hands.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, on a related note, what makes you feel loved?
You guys.
Oh, wow. What a nice answer, guys. Come on, guys.
If I can have that little effect going on where my eyes get really big right now.
Wait, hold on. You're getting an echo.
Are you getting the echo? Because I was hearing it from you a minute ago.
Maybe it's because I have your... Okay, so keep talking. Guys, keep us updated on the echo here. Are you still hearing an echo?
I'm not hearing
mic
anything.
check for. No, I can't hear what you're saying.
You can't hear me? That's not good.
Who do we got here in the echo? Photo from Get Together. So
there's an echo of you through here, or
I think it might be that I had my volume on too loud. So they could hear my speakers back into my microphone, maybe?
Probably.
Okay, the echo's gone. I guess it's me turning. I may have to end up wearing headphones for the rest of the broadcast, but
it might actually. I've had that issue where the tilt on your laptop can affect it.
Yeah, I don't know where the microphone is, so it might be a thing. Okay, cool. So the echo's gone. Glad we resolved that. What makes us feel loved? He said, you guys. I like a good back scratch. That's my good that's my relationship thing, is I'll just fight the cat for whoever gets petted the most. Of course, now that I've turned your volume down, there's like a friggin' helicopter just like directly above my head. It's amazing. All right, so so that's all the questions from Elena. There's one more question from somebody else. If you were to become, this is specifically for you. If you were to become a film actor, would you have a preferred genre, or would you like to be one of those actors who can do it all?
I'm definitely not one of those guys who's talented enough to do it all. I would say, you give me some darker characters to do, some dark roles, and I think I can roll with that pretty good.
So you want to be in more like a action adventure sort of thing as a bad guy?
Action adventure, yeah, more of a maniacal bad guy. I could probably do well. I mean, I could do the hero stuff too. It's just I could relate more to the bad guy and be able to dive deeper into it. If I had a preference, I mean, basically I would take whatever's get thrown at me.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like you'd never really know what you can do until you've done it. So, yeah, it's tough to say for somebody. What do you want to do? Do you want to be able to do everything? And it's like, well, I got to do everything before I know if I can do everything. So we'll get to work on that.
There's definitely a lot of roles out there. Like I can watch a movie and see a character. I'm like, I couldn't do that character. They did a great job because I couldn't do that.
Yeah, seriously. All right. So I'm gonna go all the way back up to the beginning of the chat. Jeez, I need a lot of room for that. Here we go. Yay, hi Thor, Loki made it, had subscriptions, okay, maybe. Hot date tonight? No one's going on a date tonight. I'm gonna go play board games tonight with some buddies from East LA. Not hearing one. Okay, I hope the audio has been resolved for everybody. Will you both do your accents?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. I suppose that means
the character accents.
You do Thor and I do Loki.
They really don't sound like Thor. He got much deeper voice than I do, and that's just his
You've got
natural
a deeper voice than pretty much everybody, though.
That's true.
Tom Hiddleston's got a way deeper voice than me as well. So, but what I find is, as far as trying to sound like Loki, if I want to do it, the closest I can come is just getting very low. I have to almost whisper everything I say, and never go above this level of speaking. And then once I do, I sound like me again. And if I try to go into his like yelling voice, I don't have it, and I end up kind of sounding a little screechy and stuff, and I don't want to do that. So there's a couple interviews you can find online of me talking like that, but I really don't like to do that too much. You want to give Thor a shot?
You know, it's been such a long time. I don't even know what to say or how to do it.
I feel like what you should say is just like, brother, this is madness. Like, like it's always the same like surprise that Loki's screwing everything up sort of thing.
Give up these poisonous dreams.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. All right, so you got a couple short accent dialect things happening.
That was horrible.
So what are your favorite movies specifically, and what movie would you choose to show on a first date? Oh. Well, I want to make it clear that I wouldn't do a movie on a first date. That's not good getting to know you time. Let me think here.
Another. Sorry, somebody wrote it, so I had to say it.
My favorite movie, I actually love really shitty movies. I'll go through like dollar bins if I ever see like really cheap DVDs, and I'll look for like hidden treasures. Like I love like The Bear, which is half documentary. It's just pretty much a baby bear running around the woods. I love The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. That's a dollar bin find. But I think my all-time favorite movie is The Avengers, honestly, just because it's more than a movie. It's like the culmination of 8 other movies. How about you? Favorite movie?
Thor 2 rings up there of as far as current stuff goes.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I like the interaction with Thor and Loki a lot more.
Yeah.
It's better in that movie. As far as like growing up, there's a lot of horror movies. If I stay away from those, besides Dawn of the Dead, the remake, which I've mentioned before, and The Pest, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Gee.
I don't think that really counts as a horror movie. That's like a comedy to me.
What
does that look?
I'm remembering that movie and how much it scared me when I was a kid. Like, those clowns are so grotesque.
Well, I think that was the point, but it was
right,
but cheesy and goofy.
Disgusting.
I love that movie. I as soon as that came out on DVD like 10 years ago, I had to have it right then and there. It was great. I have it. Terminators, those are good. Love the Terminator movies. I grew up like at 5 years old. I was just completely obsessed with the Terminator.
All right, so you got a few answers there. No real definite things, but that's as far as showing a movie on a first date. I definitely show something that I didn't care to watch very much. Maybe like a, what's it called? Baraka or something, where it's just basically images of pretty things that we could talk about. If I was going to be on a first date, watching a movie, maybe like, I don't know, something just without a plot, really. I mean, would you ever watch a movie on a first date?
I've watched a lot of movies on the first date. I love movies.
Well, sure, but I mean,
love going to the theater.
Don't you feel like that takes away from the date?
No.
All right. Well, what would you watch on a first date then?
I watched a lot of movies on a first date. Seeing Death Sentence. That's a horrible one to go watch on a first date. Nothing. God, what was the other one? I don't even remember right now. I know I've seen Titanic a couple times on some dates in high school. Like I went to the theaters to watch that movie like 5 times. I hate that movie.
So you kept going to see it because you wanted to.
It was a
You
different
wanted to
date
make
every
like
time.
Leo and Kate get all up in an old jalopy and steam up the windows.
Oh yeah, seeing boobies on the screen.
Nothing gets the ladies going like seeing another lady's boobies. Anyways, all right. Kitty Cat has one of her magnificent questions. Who is your favorite character from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Rocket Raccoon.
I think I like oh Jesus, what's his name? Zand the guy with the arrow.
Oble bobble.
His name's Zandu, I think. Yeah, whatever his name is, the blue guy. The movie we're both most looking forward to from Rose. What are you looking forward to that's going to be coming out?
Definitely Deadpool is huge on that list.
Yeah.
Then of course the next Avenger movies and the next Thor movie. Power Rangers movie. Really want to see how that.
What? There's a Power Rangers movie coming out?
Yeah, they were gonna release it like sometime this year, but I think they're going next year now.
Isn't there already like a bunch of Power Rangers movies though?
Yeah, but this is gonna be like a big Hollywood one, like their first one was.
But even the first one, wasn't it pretty much just like the same crappy robot outfits? And
No, they were all in like leather outfits, and at the time it was the most it cost the most money to make that movie. Like that was the top dollar movie made at that time.
the Power Rangers, there's a few things that I like about the Power Rangers, namely the theme song. After that, it's all downhill. I don't know. I just never felt very attached to them. It seems like there's a lot of unused like potential with Power Rangers. Like they all have like kung fu powers when they're just regular people in uniforms. And then they never use that. And then they each have these giant animal robots and they never use those. And then the giant robots turn into the same even gianter robot and he does the same 3 things over and over again. So, I don't know. That seems to me like they kind of don't use any of their superpowers that are supposed to be so impressive. Movie that I'm most looking forward to, I think, is actually Star Wars right now. Just because there's so much at stake. Everyone's depending on the new Star Wars to be, the new Star Wars and not just some movie that comes out. So I hope that one kind of knocks it out of the park. That one was interesting. Wait, hold on. Damn it. If you could be in a parody porno of your respective characters, would you do it and do it?
Would you do it and do it?
Would you take the role as the porno parody version of yourself, and would you show your wiener on camera?
All right. Well, considering the path that I want to take in life and getting into acting, the answer is no. I would never do it.
You put the right amount of money in front of me, I'll do it. So
I'm not doing that.
it's got to be a ton of money. Like it's got to have me set for a couple of years. Like,
are we talking like in the millions?
No, definitely in 6-figure mark though. But yeah, I mean that's such a like when you're born as a guy, you're given basically a poker hand. and you got to play that hand close to your chest. You don't show anybody your doinker unless they, unless you trust them. And to kind of go into porno, it's like, well, here's everything. Here's everything I got. And, that's it. You never get to take that back. Have you ever played Street Fighter? And what's your favorite character?
I haven't played that since I was a kid, so
My favorite character was always a toss-up between Vega and Bison. Vega has the cool mask, and Bison is just
who's the green guy?
The green guy is Blanca.
Blanca.
Yeah.
I'll just take him. Whatever.
All right.
That's all I remember is like green guy with the Sonic the Hedgehog kind of hair going on in the back.
He's got electricity powers for some reason too.
Hey, that works out.
Yeah. Let's see. Loki, you are such a terrible romantic. Thor, you can't say another without smashing your mug. What's your opinion of 50 Shades of Grey? I've never read a word of it. I mean, I hear it's bad from every outlet on the internet, but I can't really judge it until I've seen it, but I don't really have any desire to see it. What do you think about 50 Shades of Grey?
I could watch it at any time, technically, but yeah, I have no desire to even watch it. I mean, if somebody pops it in, like, all right, let's sit down and watch this, see how this goes.
All right, everybody's invited to Thor's house to watch 50 Shades of Grey. Bye.
Woo-hoo! 50 Shades of Thor.
Oh, weird. There's your porn parody.
All right. Well, I would think, I mean, Thor just kind of has a pornographic name anyways, God of Thunder.
Oh my God. Would you ever consider cosplaying other characters by the actors you cosplay? Yeah, I get this a lot. People want to know if I'm going to do more Tom Hiddleston. I don't think I look like Tom Hiddleston. So, no. I don't tend to gravitate towards Tom Hiddleston characters. I mean, would you do Jesus, what else has Chris Hemsworth been? You should.
I mean, that depends on what he does.
How about the guy from Vacation in his underwear with the big cock?
Yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't have to stuff something in there. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got nobody's gonna be ready out of the box for that costume. You're gonna have to pack that thing up. But no, I don't plan on doing any more Tom Hiddleston characters because I don't particularly have an affinity for him. I've never seen Only Lovers Left Alive. I don't think anyone would recognize me if I cosplayed the guy from Only Lovers, or Adam. And Thomas Sharp, I don't think many people would recognize that. Like, the Loki fandom is huge. The Tom Hiddleston fandom is huge on the internet. Once you get to a con, the Tom Hiddleston fandom is a fraction of a percent of the people you see. So everyone recognizes the character Loki. No one's gonna give a shit about me in a suit with like a bow tie and some funny looking glasses on. Like, I just don't think it has enough mass appeal for me to put the time into a costume.
That's why we just do a character that requires us to not have to cut our hair.
Yeah,
be special.
Right.
Anything that we can resemble, and that's why I wanted to do the from Witcher.
There you go. Okay. What would you do on a first date? Since I don't want to watch a movie on a first date. I like going to quiet public places. I like sitting around in a park. I like going to a cafe or a diner, somewhere where we can just literally sit. And it's the sort of thing where if it's not going well, you're not trapped. And you can just be like, oh, look at that. I got a thing. I forgot. I have to pick my guy up from the airport. There's a friend of mine. And also, if it goes well, you can just be there forever. You can just sit there and like have fun with each other. What do you typically do for first dates?
I don't have it all planned out. It just depends on the person. And
Sure.
Usually I get to know somebody a little bit before I would even go out on a date with them. It's usually not like spur of the moment. Hey, I just met you. Let's go out on a date. So, but we do have this really cool coffee shop here that's made out. They basically turn one of those old houses. I forgot what they're called. Those old style houses into a coffee shop, which is really cool. It has this balcony that goes all the way around, and
Nice.
Friday nights they'll do like live acoustic events outside or comedy stuff. It's really neat.
That does sound cool. Let's go. Let's go on a date.
We
All
are
right.
going to go there actually.
Nice.
It's right across the street from the that theater I was telling you about, the half dome thing that's outside.
Okay.
As soon as I was sitting there and I was looking at that and I saw it and I came up with ideas, and that's when I called you.
All right, I'm down. Let's go hang out there. Do you like Dracula movies? Not really. Vampires don't particularly appeal to me. I mean, there's a few that I've seen and they were entertaining, but I won't go to see every Dracula movie I see advertised.
I like the show The Originals. It's pretty neat. It's a spin-off of the Vampire Diaries.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
All right. So there's your vampire trivia about us. Any TV show or movies that you go out of your way to watch?
No, I mean, basically anything I want to watch, I usually just download it or watch it on Netflix.
Yeah. I'll usually stay up if I have cable, which I haven't in a long time. I'll stay up and watch Adult Swim. I love Venture Brothers, Metalocalypse, Archer. That's not on Adult Swim, but all that stuff by Titmouse is really good. So yeah, a lot of the kind of Adult Swim style cartoons, I'll go out of my way to watch. Working my way through BoJack Horseman right now. It's a pretty good show. Do you like reading at all? Sure. I mean, I was just reading last night. I typically do it before bed, so what'll happen is I'll get through 5 pages and then fall asleep.
That's usually what happens to me. I'll fall asleep reading.
Yeah.
It's definitely a way to get you tired.
I read Facebook more than I read books, which is unfortunate, but it's true. What would your ideal... Okay, we already talked about first dates. Do you like House on Haunted Hill?
I love that movie. I like the remake.
Don't know if I've ever seen it. I may have, but if I did, it was a long time ago.
Stephen Price. Great character.
Yeah, I have no feelings towards it. Are you two more on the romantic side?
No,
Well, if you're...
not me.
I have a funny... I don't know. I have kind of a funny approach where I like to be very straightforward, but I also like to get... Once I'm in a relationship, I just like being in quiet places a lot. So my relationships typically end up being me and somebody else in my apartment, the lights turned off, just existing. Like it's not really romantic. It's more lazy and sort of hedonistic. But I don't know. I can. There's a spectrum there. Sometimes I'm in the mood for romance, and sometimes I'm in the mood to fucking go out and have a night in town.
That's the first nature. That's exactly how I am.
Yeah.
I'd rather just like I have just silence and
Yeah. But there's also in the morning when it's time to eat, like we gotta eat. Like laying around the house all day sounds like a great idea, but like if I don't have the things I need to live during that time, I get really like grumpy and mean and bad when I'm hungry or tired or whatever it is. So there's a certain amount of maintenance that needs to be sprinkled in with any sort of romantic time spent together. I like this one because it's obviously from the UK, from Bad Kitty. What's your favorite flavor of crisps? Oh wait, they're called chips where you are. So what's your favorite potato chip?
I'm not a chip person.
No?
Yeah.
What about like chips and salsa? Like nachos?
Yeah, something like that. I like wheat thins. Those are pretty good. Can we consider
Yeah,
that a chip?
it kind of counts. I actually like veggie chips.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah, like and I actually when I first put up my Amazon wish list, and I think they still might be on there, freeze dried apples I always put on there because they're not as greasy and heavy as potato chips, but you know, you can still snack on them. Just toss a bunch of them in your mouth and it tastes like apples, and I like that.
We had those at the con. Who brought that? Oh, Cat brought those. That
Yep.
was delicious.
And those things are awesome.
I request more.
Yeah. Put them on your Amazon wish list, dude. Um, let's see. What's your favorite movie as a kid? I would say either Tron or Sword in the Stone.
Yeah, Terminator.
Yeah. Captain Jack fan says boobs, just like last time. All right. Good joke. Do you like The Haunting, The Covenant, Urban Legend? We're just running through like bad horror now. I don't know any of those movies because I never watch scary movies.
The Covenant and what else?
The Haunting, The Covenant, or Urban Legend?
I don't know. I have no idea. I can't remember these movies right now. I may have never seen them.
Yeah. How about this? Apparently, I missed a question. Do you like John Carter? Because I know there are a lot of bad reviews for this film, and I really enjoyed it, and like Taylor Kitsch. I like John Carter actually. After we worked on it, it was there was a lot of politics involved in how John Carter got marketed and reviewed and all that stuff. But honestly, if you watch it, it's just kind of a fun movie. It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it was all right. You ever seen John Carter on Mars?
I haven't seen it. I have no opinion.
It was all right. You know, I'd recommend it if you're just looking to sit down and watch a fun movie.
Is it a funny movie?
It's got its moments. It's got a big giant toad lizard thing that acts like a dog, and I love that guy. But
Check it out.
yeah, maybe take a look if you see it around. If you had to be one of the Endless from Neil Gaiman's Sandman, who would it be? I've never read Sandman. I'm guessing. I'm just gonna say Sandman. Let's say Sandman.
Sure.
Is he one of the Endless? We both choose Sandman, the titular character. Do you like watching The Walking Dead? I've never seen an episode because I don't particularly like stories about zombies.
I do like it. Good show. You should watch it.
Meh.
That's your phone. I think all mine are silenced.
Oh yeah, no, it was my phone, definitely.
It sounded like it was right here. Like that was crazy.
Do you like Hellraiser? I like some of the costume designs from Hellraiser, but again, it's just gore. It's just gore and scary crap, which isn't really my bag.
I like the toys, the Tortured Souls. That's designed with Clive Barker and Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, like I think Chatter is the only real Cenobite that I've ever gravitated towards, and even when I see him in the movie, I'm just like, I want to see him doing something, but he never does. He just walks around and chatters his teeth a lot. Do you like Game of Thrones? I like Game of Thrones. I've listened to all the audiobooks and I've seen the first 2 seasons of the show, and I like them both.
Never watched it.
Are you 2 Star Wars fans? I'm a fan. I like all them. Well, I like the same movies that everybody else likes. The newer episodes 1, 2, and 3, I don't have that big of a problem with, but they're definitely not as good of movies as 4, 5, and 6.
I've just always liked Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I don't really have much of a connection towards the movies itself, but I'll watch them because of Darth Vader.
Okay. Do you like Family Guy or American Dad?
Yep. Both.
I like Family Guy more than I like American Dad, but I'll watch American Dad if it's on in front of me. What's the craziest thing you've eaten?
I think I had squid soup once.
Yeah, I'm not too much of an adventurous eater. I had tripe once in some pho, and I vomited within 2 hours. Um, I did not like tripe. Uh, and I pretty much stick to vegetables, steak, chicken, fruit, you know, that sort of stuff. Let's see. Do you like Bob's Burgers? Yes, I like Bob's Burgers.
That's another Seth MacFarlane show, isn't it?
Yeah, this is just some sort of. Are you guys with the Nielsen board? Like, is this like a. Is this some sort of survey about television shows?
Yes. We love everything.
Just give me. Just send it to me in the mail, and I'll check off the ones I like. Uh, Are we headed to Philadelphia? No, we're not currently planning to head to Philadelphia. Email your cons, your local cons. Let them know that you want to see us, and maybe they'll invite us out. Would you eat animal brains?
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, this is getting
What
creepy.
is going on? I don't. Can we skip that one?
I don't know. I might have a small piece. There is a dick. There's a dick. There's a dish. Um, there's a dish made specifically of cow brains, and I've heard it's actually pretty good from some of my friends. So I don't know. I might try a piece, but I don't think I'd make a whole meal out of it. Do you like Roswell High? I don't. That's so
What is
obscure.
that?
I've literally never even heard of Roswell High. Do you have any funny jokes to share? You got a joke at the top of your mind?
No, the only thing that came to my mind was that poem you had mentioned earlier.
Oh, yeah. Why do cowboys always adopt Dachshunds?
Am I supposed to
Because they
respond?
like to get along, little doggy.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, jeez, that joke is so good. Look at even the kitty thinks it's funny. Look at this guy. Look at how funny she thinks it is. Look at how bad she's just so laughing so hard. Okay. Um, what is your most romantic thing you have ever done? Um, oh, Jamie, what's the most romantic thing I've ever done? Uh, I've made a lot of very late night drives. One of those things where you're dating somebody and they've had a long day and they don't get home until 1 or 2 in the morning, and you talk on the phone and they say, I wish I could see you tonight, and I say, yeah, I wish I could see you tonight too, and you resign yourselves to not seeing each other. But my favorite thing romantic wise is to like get in my car at 2:30 in the morning and just drive and see somebody and spend the rest of the night with them. um, I don't know if it's the most romantic thing I've ever done, but it's something that I'm willing to share as an example. So that's what you get. How about you? You got any romantic stories of previous?
I'm digging and I'm digging, but I'm not coming up with anything. I know as soon as we're done with the broadcast, I'm going to think of something, but I can't think of anything. I'm not a romantic person, I wouldn't think. So I've been told.
Okay, hot dogs, anyone? No, I'm all right. I'm good. I just ate a little while ago. Favorite pun? Oh God. I'd say that's a big pun. He's not a player. He just crushes a lot.
What?
That's a West Coast rapper joke. What's your favorite pun? You got one?
No. I mean, people say them all the time, and it's like, okay, that's funny. Just in one ear and out the other, pretty much.
Yeah. Has ThorTV watched Bleach? I know for a fact he has.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, you actually watched an episode of it when you were here, and that was not my bag. I've only seen the episode he's watched in my presence. Not that great.
I haven't watched it since. That was such a bad episode too.
What was it? If you could learn one random skill, what would you want to learn?
Well, everything I've wanted to learn, I've pretty much learned. It's just mastering things would be pretty great. Mastering color correction in photography and video would be good because that stuff just gets really difficult with coloring.
I mean, if you're talking about
Guitar.
like a skill set or like just one trick to do, like it's a weird question.
I mean, anything that I've wanted to do, I've put the effort into doing. But
Yeah.
there's so many things I like to do, so I do everything, but I've never mastered anything.
Yeah. If I could learn one trick, it would be to do a backflip. But if I could learn one like skill set, it would be probably some sort of coding, like either HTML or CSS, not CSS, C++ or Python or something. Probably not Python. It's not that applicable. But probably some sort of computer programming. But if the stakes are lower, it's a backflip. I just want to learn to do a backflip. Am I going to wear a helmet in the porn parody? That's up to the guy who's paying me. Probably not the helmet that I've had built for me. It's a little too expensive to... Captain Jack Fan does not want me doing a porno. Have any of your ex-partners made you watch a romantic movie that you thought was all right? I mean, I don't have a problem with romantic movies. I don't usually watch them because there's typically other stuff at my disposal. But like, I don't know. I just watched Jerry Maguire a couple weeks ago. It was fun, had its moments. I felt it. Do you ever like any romantic movies?
I've seen a lot of them. Unfortunately, I've been forced to watch so many of them. Names, titles at the moment, I'm completely lost on. I didn't pay that close attention to it. It's one of those things where I just sit there and like, is this over yet?
Have you ever played a prank on someone, or have you been on the other end of a prank, and what was the best one?
No, I haven't pranked anyone.
My roommate on April 1st, I was living with a guy that I knew in college, and he always thought it would be funny to take his mattress and box spring and push it like out into the hallway of our apartment so it blocked my way out of my bedroom, which is an incredibly dangerous fire hazard. It's basically just like trapping someone in their room. It wasn't barricading me in because I could open the door, but like he would just basically block the hallway out of my room. So when I got up in the morning, I would have to move all his furniture out of the way. So that's the kind of sort of light pranks that we do. And one time, the prank that I pulled was we finished working on Captain America, and it was such an arduous wrapping up of a movie that everyone just sort of like didn't come in everyone came in late the next morning. So I was sitting at work. I was the only one that showed up on time, and I cleaned everything off of my desk and I put it in my car. And then I went to go see a movie that morning. So up until noon, everyone at my office thought I had just quit and left. And I wouldn't pick up my phone because I was in a movie. And everyone thought I had like left this, like they thought I had just like packed up my car and like left like town altogether. But it was just a joke. Some people didn't. Some people took it worse than others.
Did they cry on your return?
People got upset. There was a couple people that were actually upset about it, and I lolled. How about you? Any pranks?
No, none.
No.
That's pretty funny though. No, I mean there was some goofy stuff at DirecTV that I would have never even done it if the supervisors themselves didn't pull the pranks. But
Yeah.
we had one of the supervisors had a brand new van that he was so proud of, and I took a big old wad of silicone and put it up into the handle where you grab the handle and open the door.
Ah,
And then I had another supervisor brag about his van when he got a new van. Instead of the technicians getting new vans like it should have been, the supervisors were getting new vans.
right.
So he's like, look how shiny it is. No scratches, no dents. And I punched the door really hard and put a big dent in it
Whoa,
right in
damn.
front of him.
Real nice.
My hand hurt, but at least it had a dent.
Bad Kitty is just going off on surveying us on friggin' movies. Do you like Euro Trip or Boat Trip? I don't think I've ever watched either of them from.
Euro Trip I have. It's over there in my DVD collection. It's funny. It's good. I like it. The other one, I have no idea.
Shades of Thor rather than Great Crap. If you had a date coming back to your house, what would you make her for a nice meal? You got to make you're trying to make a meal to impress. What do you think you're going to do?
Probably Mexican. I'd definitely go with fajitas.
All right. I got a nice spicy macaroni and cheese I like to make. Probably not the best as far as being able to sit with the person and not have some sort of gastrointestinal issue. But I don't know. Might make a nice chicken dish with a sauce, maybe like a stir fry. Yeah, I don't know. Depends on what they eat. I date a lot of vegetarians in the past, so could just be a vegetable dish. I've got every Thai place in the world next to me, so typically it's Thai food if I want to get food. 50 Shades of Grey, don't waste your time. Claw asks, Rush? I hate Rush. I'm sorry, Claw. I'm not saying that to pick on you. Rush is one of the bands that I will always bring up as an example of very talented musicians whose music I don't appreciate at all.
I was thinking it was a movie at first.
No, I think there is a movie called There's Premium Rush. There might be a movie just called Rush, but Rush is, the band, they do Tom Sawyer and...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't listen to Rush.
Yeah, it's not heavy is the problem. It's very technical and it's beautifully arranged music that I don't appreciate at all. So unfortunately, no, Rush is not my bag. Okay. Are either of you a Fallout fan? If so, will you be getting the new Fallout 4 game? I have a lot of the Fallout. I think I have Fallout 2 and 3, but I haven't actually opened them up and played them yet. So I'm looking forward to them. They look like they're a lot of fun.
Are these video games?
Yeah, Fallout is like a post-apocalyptic, radioactive wasteland. You got to go and like kind of scavenge stuff and run missions and try to gather resources and stuff. The last 2 or 3 were first-person shooters, but before that, I think it was kind of an overhead strategy. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I haven't actually played them, but I got a buddy who's really into them. So I'm looking forward to Fallout. Hopefully that's a better answer than nothing. Obviously, you've never.
No, I never played.
Okay.
But it sounds interesting. I'm actually interested.
Claw is trying to name another Chris Hemsworth movie. She's a Black Hat.
That's a movie.
I don't think there's a costume for Black Hat. I think that's mostly just him wearing a t-shirt the whole time. Like, it's just Chris Hemsworth with his short haircut running around. Are you a fan of the Beatles? If so, what's your favorite Beatles song?
I know there's a song that I actually like, but I have no idea what it's called.
I think Sgt. Pepper's Parts 1 and 2 are probably my favorite Beatles song. If not that, then What the hell is it? Boom, boom, boom. She's so heavy. She's so heavy, heavy, heavy.
Help.
That's a good song.
No. That's the song Help.
Oh, Help.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's a good song. So yeah, I like the Beatles. I do a lot of Beatles songs with my dad's band. Whenever I go home and visit my parents, my dad likes to jam with his buddies, and they always want to play Beatles songs. So maybe I'll dig up some of those recordings. You get to hear how little my dad's band cares about getting the song right. Mm, 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 mm. Would you ever do a live broadcast with Farlight? Yeah, with the time I've spent with Farlight, I had a really good time with her, and I would love to do a broadcast with her. But she's got to get from Edinburgh to here, or I have to get from here to Edinburgh. Either way, if we're ever in the same room again, yeah, we'll definitely do a broadcast. Or, I mean, I don't know. I guess we could just do it on. We could just do it this way, right?
Yeah.
Can we get more than one person in here? Can we get the three of us?
Yeah, we can do it.
Maybe that's what we'll do. Start getting guest people in here and do question and answer sessions.
That could work out.
All right. We'll start looking around for guests to bring in because I noticed, some of you guys aren't quite as involved as before. Maybe it's because we're running out of questions to answer. So if it takes bringing in other guests, then let's do it. Hey guys, I write Loki fan fiction. If you're interested, check out my YouTube channel. Okay, so Monday and Thursday. Okay, so that's Loki fan fiction. Go check out SS Yasumi if you want to read her fan fiction or whatever she's doing on YouTube. So ThorTV is left-handed, is that right? What about you, Loki? I'm right-handed.
Boo.
Hey, man. Right? Loki, would you ever do an updated version of the Crow? I don't see why not. Crow's an easy costume. You just dress in black, and I mean, would I try to make it screen accurate? It matters how complicated the costume is, but typically you just go out, find black clothing, and paint your face. So
and black duct tape.
Yeah, and a little bit of electrical tape. So no big deal there. What do you think? First of all, Captain Jack, if you're buying a puppy or a kitten on a first date, that's a terrible investment. Never, ever invest in a pet on your first date. Do not. All right, so what do you think of Gerard Butler? Seems like a good actor. Seems like a nice guy. I think he did karaoke with me once. Not with me personally, but he was in a bar I was at doing karaoke once in Savannah. What do you think of Gerard Butler?
What's he been in?
I think he was King Leonidas in 300.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was also in Gamer, and there's one where he escapes from prison, I think.
I know 300. He's good in that.
Yeah, he's pretty intense, but, he seems like a nice dude. Which of you has the best handwriting?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen your handwriting.
Mine's legible. I don't know. It's not terrible, but I wouldn't ever say that my handwriting is good, so it's all right. Yeah, so sorry. We never looked at that. Jamie Meyer. Oh, you lost the audio. Sorry, Jamie. You'll have to go back and watch it. Have you ever watched Attack on Titan? Yeah, no.
I saw it. I didn't really get into it. Like, I watched the entire thing, and I don't know. I just didn't get into it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the movie, though.
Rissa wants to know if you'll ever do a cover of This Is Halloween.
Well, that is a lot of different people singing it. I've considered doing What's This? Thought about doing that one. I've been listening to it a lot lately. But no, not This Is Halloween. Because that's like just a bunch of different voices and a bunch of different people doing that. And to do it by myself would just sound really cheesy.
Somebody just, I'm trying to find my way back. Somebody asked me what I think of Hiddleston's Deep Blue Sea, and I don't know what that is.
I love how you could tell people like I don't really care, about Tom Hiddleston, and then it'll be more questions about like, well, what about this with Tom Hiddleston, or what about this with Tom Hiddleston, to try and maybe it's trying to change your view on him.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't have a problem with him. I'm not into him. Um, okay, man, I felt way behind here. What do we got at the bottom of the list?
All the Nightmare. I don't know. Is that one of the songs? All do oh do all the Nightmare. I don't know what they're talking
Oh,
about.
do every song from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Well, there's a lot of production involved in that. So even if it was a project we were working on, it wouldn't be a project that would see the light of day for a while. Um, you like Hiddleston's Deep Blue Sea? I don't know what that is. Do you like Lord of the Rings? Yes, I like Lord of the Rings.
It's all right. Seen it once, each one once. Haven't seen the Hobbits though.
Favorite Kool-Aid flavor?
They're actually flavored. I thought they were just different colors.
Sugar. The one that'll get me onto the spaceship.
I don't drink Kool-Aid, so I couldn't
Yeah, I
answer.
don't know. I mean, I really like orange juice. As far as fruit flavored drinks, like I'll drink a half gallon of orange juice in a day if I don't control myself. It's like really good to me. That's my favorite thing to drink in the world. Um, mm, 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 mm. First, have either of you seen Hocus Pocus and did you enjoy it? Second, what are your thoughts on the sequel? I vaguely remember Hocus Pocus from like middle school. If they were to make a sequel, I might see it when it comes out on Netflix, but I'm certainly not going to take a trip to the theater to see it.
That was a theater movie. I thought that was just like a Disney thing on their channel.
I think it made it to theaters. I mean, it had like real actresses in it. Like, might have been, I don't know, it might have been a TV movie. I remember seeing it. Or maybe I didn't.
Maybe you saw it
No,
on
I'm
the Disney
thinking of the
channel.
one where they turn the kids into rats.
Yeah, that's the movie.
Yeah?
I think so.
I'm thinking of
Maybe I'm wrong.
Witches of something else. I don't know. Yeah, so there's our investment in Hocus Pocus. Very minimal. I feel like you guys are really grasping for us to have common ground, and it's just not happening.
Oh, is that what they're fishing for? All right.
Yeah, it's just like, do you like the things I like? Do you like the things I like? It's like, I just don't. I'm
We
sorry.
pretty much disagree on almost everything.
I mean, not you and I. I feel like you and I are on the same page. But all these asks are just, do you like The Lion King? Who is your favorite character?
Lion King. Holy crap.
We've seen Lion King. Yeah. I'd say favorite Lion King character. The maybe the hyena with the lazy eye. I don't know. But I like Lion King. Okay. Would you do cosplay of Thomas Sharp? No, that's not going to happen. Do either of you like Nazi zombies or The Big Lebowski? Big Lebowski was all right. I don't know if Nazi Zombies is a movie or a video game. I know there's a Call of Duty mod that has Nazi zombies in it.
Don't know anything about either one of those.
Okay. Favorite type of dog or cat or favorite animal? Yeah, we did this one last time. So you like small dogs, is what you said.
Yep.
My favorite animal, I posted a picture. When I was asked that on Tumblr, I posted a picture of a pygmy marmoset. It's a little tiny monkey guy. He looks like a dog, cat, monkey. And I like their faces.
You ever seen that video of the guy who's like has his hand on the mouse and then the little critter comes running up and like tackles his thumb and then runs back?
Oh, yeah, that's like a little tiny weasel or something.
I want one.
Yeah, those guys are cool. Any small furry animals I'm pretty much down with. Let's see. Yeah, I just took a shower. That's why my hair looks like this today. What's the craziest thing you've done lately? I've been sending.
Bed.
What's that?
Got out of bed.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something you've done in bed. Craziest thing I've done lately is send out very rude cover letters to job applications. I'm sick of the bullshit. These people that are looking to hire people have the most ridiculous demands of their potential employees, and they're just like, yeah, we're not going to tell you anything about our company, but make sure you write us a cover letter that tells us why you want us to work for your company. So I write them letters that are just like, I can't wait to work for your company because I have no idea who you are. And my dream's always been to work for a faceless corporation that doesn't care about me. And with a pay rate like $10 an hour, I'm sure I'm going to be on a ladder to success that, it's just like these people will give you garbage and I want to give them garbage back. So that's the crazy stuff I've been doing.
Which is funny because you need to screenshot more of those and post them up to read.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I've been copying pasting the same one to a couple of different people because it's like they're all the same to me. Fried brain sandwiches. That sounds disgusting. What's your favorite holiday?
Halloween. You can't say it's not a holiday because it is.
All right. I would say maybe. I'm starting to like Thanksgiving more, honestly, because this is gonna sound wrong, but I've stopped since I'm not near my family anymore. I've started celebrating Thanksgiving with my friends, and I find that it's a much more relaxed and friendly atmosphere. My family tends to get into a lot of political arguments, whereas when I just celebrate with my friends, we play video games and just eat whatever we want. Everyone pitches in something, and the food's always really good. So Thanksgiving has quickly risen to my favorite slot. Thor, who's your favorite psycho killer? Examples being Michael Myers, Jigsaw, Freddy, etc.
I like horror movies, but to actually like a psycho killer, I don't really like any of them. I mean, horror movies are okay because it's fake. None of it's real, but you're talking about people who actually really killed someone or multiple people.
Yeah.
I'm not down for that. So no one.
I mean, just in fictional movies, who's your favorite horror villain?
Freddy Krueger.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I would say Pumpkinhead is the best, my favorite design. Or, yeah.
He does look pretty badass, though.
I love Pumpkinhead. Okay. Augustine says, Bill, I love you and miss you. Love, Augustine. Augustine, I love you and miss you too. I'll come up and see you sometime. Augustine is the old drummer from my band, and I want to give him a shout out and say, if you guys ever want a good podcast to listen to or video cast to watch, Superhero News is a good channel to subscribe to. So go check out Superhero News. It's also got Hector Navarro on it, who I mentioned on the Geeks of the Galaxy podcast recently. So they're good. They got a lot of funny stuff going on and a lot of important superhero-related movie stuff happening. So go check them out. What's your favorite word? I love the words genre and cacti.
Kumquat.
Kumquat, that's gross. I really like perspicacity. And whenever anyone's trying to like psych me out or get in my head about something, like if you ever meet somebody who's sort of in your face and they're trying to like sort of dominate you in a conversation and they're using like foul language and stuff and bringing up like sexual content, use the phrase glistening pubic mound. It's just a great showstopper. I find it's fun to say if you're in control of it, and nobody can one up that one. you know, you can use all the 4-letter words you want, but when you've got glistening pubic mound on your side, I really feel like you've got it wrapped up, you
And
know?
you say kumquat sounds gross.
Well, and I didn't say it was my favorite word. You just said it was your favorite word. Although it is, I actually like loquat because it's a little surprise. So you're expecting something else, and then it's like, oh, it's like a kumquat, but different. So keep those words in mind. Have either of you two, have you had to make the feared Tampax pad run for anyone? Yeah, I've gone out and bought tampons and stuff.
Feared? Yeah, I've done it many times, but
Yeah,
I have no problem with it.
gotta help a sister out, you know? I'm not gonna make somebody go out and get stuff when they're in a bind like that. So yeah, I've had to do it. It's fine.
Just go in the store, run in the store, and grab them and make it very dramatic. She's bleeding everywhere.
She's bleeding out. We need medical supplies stat.
We need to plug it quick.
Yeah, it happens. What are you gonna do? Have you ever played Five Nights at Freddy's? I have not. I've seen a lot of the gameplay though. Not interested in scary stuff.
Seen the gameplay, haven't played it. I mean, it's nice to watch gameplay on a lot of stuff, but I have no interest to play it.
Chantel asks, have you ever hooked up with someone and seriously regretted it after? It's pretty personal. I've regretted it, but I wouldn't say seriously regretted it. There's definitely some times where I've hooked up with people and been like, man.
Yep.
That shouldn't have happened. But not so much where I'm like, well, never going to talk to that person again because of a mistake I made. Like, typically it's just like, well, it happened. I'm not going to try to make it happen anymore. Like, I'm also not going to pretend it didn't happen. Like, I don't know, stuff happens. Sometimes it's not great. Sometimes it was never meant to be. So, yes and no.
Definitely yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we both have our regrets. In the new podcast, you were talking about different bands with female singers and a lot of them singing pretty, which is true. Have you heard of Hailstorm? I think she has a pretty powerhouse of a voice. I have not heard Hailstorm. You ever heard of Hailstorm?
No. It seems like female vocalists are taking over a lot in the rock genre or metal genre now.
Yeah, they're going to have to. I mean, honestly, I don't really even. Things don't get in front of me until they get a lot of publicity. So it takes a lot for me to look into something. So I'm going to have to hear the music by chance before I go investigating it. On a serious note, I want to thank ThorTV for inspiring me to lose weight. I've lost almost 20 pounds in the past 2 months. Thanks.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's huge. Thanks for Bad Moon agrees. Weston wants to know what he missed. Well, about an hour of garbage. How's that sound?
Pretty much. Just when it's over, you can watch it all over again. Many times.
Dark Lightning wants to know, do I still write or vent in a journal? Dark Lightning, the fact that you know that I wrote in a journal at all means that you've been digging into my personal Facebook account. No, I don't, because honestly, because of people like you. Because people have been telling me that they've found my old journal that's from like 5-6 years ago. Maybe the most recent entry is from maybe 3 years ago. No, I don't put any of my personal business online because now I know people are looking at my personal business.
This is an online journal?
Yeah, I had a live journal for a while, and I haven't bothered to take it down. I should, though. I don't know. And it doesn't really matter. There's nothing particularly incriminating on there, but there is some very personal stuff on there. So yeah, I don't know. You ever written in a journal?
Many times. I never really stuck to it, but nothing on the internet. I wouldn't dare do that.
Yeah, my journal started out as a travel log of when I was traveling from the East Coast to the West Coast, and then I would occasionally make entries. Once I got here, for the years after that, I started kind of writing things that were personal to me, and it really was just like, I don't know. I was under the belief that no one was reading it, and I was under the belief that the few people that were reading it, I could basically just tell them secrets. And now, now it's been unearthed by
By a couple of people.
the fans. So I'll probably go and deactivate that account. Do you like swimming? You know, I've never been a big fan of swimming. I'm not a strong swimmer.
No, I mean, I like swimming. There's nothing wrong with it, but not a whole lot. Nah, I'm not a strong swimmer either.
Yeah. I should go and read some of the fandom stories about Loki. It's amazing how pornographic they are, and you'd be surprised what women will write about. I mean, I've read some of the stuff. There's a website called like Loki's Dirty Whispers or something like that. And it's like a guy who reads like weird little romantic kind of semi-pseudo-sexual letters and stuff in the voice of Loki. And it's like, whatever. People are doing that about everything. They're doing that with Harry Potter, and it's like, that's a children's story, you know? So I'm not going to go digging too much into that. But if it's your bag, you know, hey, if you're getting off on it, go to town, man. Like, I ain't mad at you. What's your favorite biopic?
Biopic?
Like a movie about a celebrity. Like Ray is a biopic. Walk the Line. What else? What's the one that just came out about Selma? That's not really a bio necessarily. That's more of a, I mean, it is. It's biographical, but it's only about an instance rather than an entire life. God, I want to say Forrest Gump, but he's a fictional character. Let me think. Who's got the most interesting? I don't know off the top of my head who. I think the Johnny Cash one was good. So let's go with Johnny Cash. And I'm kind of looking forward to the Whitey Bulger story that's going to be coming out with Johnny Depp. It's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it. And it's got the guy who played Yellow Jacket. Have you ever seen any movies that are about biographical accounting of someone's life?
I think I've seen Ray. So
yeah.
I like that.
It's an enjoyable movie. Guy did a lot of drugs.
Yeah, he did.
Do you guys like tacos?
It's a good song. Yes.
Tacos.
Have you heard the song?
Yeah. Do you want a taco? Taco. Yeah, I don't know. I'll eat a taco probably once, maybe twice a month. I'm not big on Mexican food. It doesn't ever sit too well with me, but every once in a while, that's what's available, and I'll eat it.
Unless they're talking about the other kind of taco.
Oh dear. Moving along. No, that's Captain Jack. What are your plans for the weekend? What's your plans for the weekend?
Kids destroying everything and playing video games, and no real plans.
Yeah. I'll be at D23 tomorrow, Friday afternoon. And then Saturday, I don't think I have any big plans. Honestly, I'll probably hang out with a couple of my buddies from around Hollywood. And then Sunday, I have to drive Bennett. Or I don't have to, but I think I'm going to drive Bennett to the airport. So if any of you guys follow Bennett Does Things on Facebook, she's heading out of town for a little while, so I'm going to take her to the airport. That's really all I got for the weekend. Thrift stores. Ever shop at a thrift store? I need suggestions.
What? Well, yeah, shopped at a thrift store. Suggestions?
Yeah, Goodwill. Salvation Army is less encouraged than Goodwill because of the actual Salvation Army. I think they have some agendas that may not be completely kosher. God, I am shiny. Jeez, it's warm here.
So I just turned on the fan.
Oh, good Lord. But yeah, always check out Goodwill. They've got some good stuff happening. If you're in Los Angeles, there's a really cool store called Out of the Closet. It's run by kind of a local LGBT charity sort of group where they give, I think they give all their proceeds to HIV testing, LGBT support sort of stuff. So you can go in there. Not only can you get a great deal on whatever clothing they have, but you can also get a free STD test, you know, or you can put in $20, I think, to do that too. So that's kind of a helpful service they provide. You got any good thrift stores around you?
It's just the same, like Salvation Army and Hope Chest and stuff. But yeah, they're all the same. Whatever deal you can find.
Yeah.
I haven't dug deeply enough into where the proceeds go to.
Yeah, Salvation Army is it's got some roots in places that you may not support. But you know, if you're gonna go in and buy a jacket for $1 or something, then you know, maybe it's not gonna go that bad. So would you ever try veganism?
I did it for like 2 weeks. It didn't work out so well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to sometimes when I think about all the meat products I consume. I think I'd be more inclined towards vegetarianism first, but veganism, yeah. I mean, I'd need a lot more time and I'd need a lot more money. Basically, I'd need someone to constantly be shopping, bringing in fresh vegetables, bringing in fresh supplements, bringing in all this stuff, and I just don't have the inclination to go out and spend that much time or money on groceries right now. Could you and Thor say hi to my friend's son? Thinks you're both the real Loki and Thor. His name is Angel. Hello, Angel.
Hello, Angel.
Followed on Twitter. Captain Jack fan is just getting a ton of Twitter followers right now and Instagram followers. Oh, Rush is also a Chris Hemsworth movie. Oh, that's the one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I haven't seen it.
Movie. Okay, I get you. Okay, yeah, we sorry. Yeah, I've never seen Rush. Finally done with my baking. Love the NerdCon video you guys shared. Your voice is amazing. Thor loved the cover of Jack's Lament. So good job on Jack's Lament. Major fan of the making here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is it easy for you guys to eat lunch at a con, or do you get interrupted for pics a lot?
Never ate it. Have we eaten at a con?
Yeah, I mean we've eaten at a con, the bowling alley, for example, or when we had to make the long journey to the IHOP. Usually, what'll happen is we'll hit a con at about 10 or 11 a.m. and we won't get around to lunch until like 4 or 5 p.m. and then we'll eat dinner at like 9 or 10 p.m. So yes, we'll eat lunch, but we'll try to make it long. Like we'll get to lunch at like 4 p.m. and just eat until 7. Like, and we'll try to sit as far back as possible. And typically we take off as much of our costumes as possible. So while our costumes are off, people don't usually want photos. It was the one time we ate with our costumes on that we ended up with the really crazy popular photo. But like, yeah, I don't know. What do you do when you go alone? Do you typically have time for lunch?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to go and eat without you.
Yeah, it's harder for us to move around when we're together. But you know, lunch, we'll squeeze it in if we absolutely need to. But like that last day of Comic-Con Sunday, we made it through the entire day without eating, and it was awful. By the end of the day, we can find pictures of us just like looking mad at everyone that's taking pictures. Not because they're taking pictures, but because we just want to eat so badly, and we had to wait a couple minutes for somebody else to show up so that we could get going to dinner.
Yeah, so you could usually justify like how hungry we are in a picture of our face.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they really look convincing. They look pissed. We are pissed. We're hungry.
Rush was in reference to the movie. It stars Chris. Okay. Jamie was wondering who that was. What is your favorite part of being at a con? I just love being busy. I love having something to do the whole day.
Lots of things to do. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's
I
just
never have to look at like my schedule. Like I never have to look down and be like, oh, what can I do next? Like there's always something to do next, and that's good. That's
I like
something.
the fact that we can go without an actual agenda of some sort and just like whatever happens, happens. That's the day. We just show up and just live it.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Breaking Benjamin? What's your favorite song of theirs?
Um, I only know of one song, and it's been years since I've heard it. I can't even tell you what it is.
I think their big radio hit was based on 28 Days Later. I forget the name of it too. I think one of my favorite Breaking Benjamin songs is Firefly. I had a buddy who was into them for a while. And he was like, "Oh, you got to check out Breaking Benjamin," and I downloaded whatever, a couple of their albums or something. And I liked a lot of their stuff. I think Firefly was one of my favorites. So there you go. That's your Breaking Benjamin stuff. It's a band that we actually have heard of. Um, uh, Jamie Meyer would love to be a guest. Loki Hiddles wants to be a guest. What are you trying to do? Square me up?
I don't know what I'm doing.
ThorTV, Elizabeth Bennett wants you to say hello to her friend Ricky Ann Marie.
Ricky and Marie or Ricky and Marie?
Ricky Ann Marie is her full 3 names.
Hello, Ricky and Marie.
I like the sound of that. Got nice and close for that one.
Yes, I did.
No. So are we going to Sack Anime? Yes.
Yep.
Yes. We're going to Sack.
Definitely a thing.
Do you two like Hellboy, Mike Mignola? I've never read the comics. I like the movies, though. My buddy just dropped off a bunch of the graphic novels, but there's no chronological order to them, so I'm sort of hesitant to start opening them up. What do you think about Hellboy?
I like the movies. I've never read any of the comics.
What I understand, they're really good. It's just a time thing. Got no time. Okay. Angelica Houston. I got lost again. What's your favorite candy? We already did this. You said chocolate.
Yeah, anything chocolate.
Yeah, my favorite candy I said was licorice, red licorice, Australian style. Okay, Ricky and Marie, there we are. The Phantom and the Phantom of the Opera, okay. Which Joker is your favorite?
I like the cartoon one, the animated one.
I think I like Heath Ledger's. Well, I don't know. Let's say Heath Ledger's just because I don't know. He was easy to watch. He was an interesting take on the character. But I mean, the Joker to me is always just the Joker. There's always slight variations, but no matter how he's played, he's the same psychopathic, smiling archetype that he always is. Jamie Meyer asked, what Loki personal trait do you think you have? I would say it's actually my God, how do I say this? Having a chip on my shoulder. Like I resent people for weird reasons is my Loki quality. What do you think your Loki personal trait is?
Mine?
Yeah.
Not a Thor trait.
It wasn't addressed directly to me. It just said, what Loki personal trait do you think you have?
Wow. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't get to play this game much, do you?
No. I don't know.
Not gonna do. All right, so he doesn't know. Are there any songs that most people can't stand that you like?
Die Antwoord. It's probably any of their songs. Like pretty much the mass majority cannot stand their music.
I would say there's a song. Oh God, what the hell is it called? There's a song called by a guy, Russian guy named Vitas, and he just hits this insane high note at as the chorus. Basically, the entire chorus is just him going, "Ooh," and like, but like really super high with it. And I just like, it's kind of I think it's a waltz, and it's kind of weird. It's a weird song, but I like it. Loki, how's your band coming along? Did you find the extra member you needed? You know, we actually just tried somebody out yesterday, and if he keeps showing up to practice, he's our guy. So as of right now, we've got 5 members, and we're gonna start looking for places to play. Deep Blue Sea, and he has an affair with a woman in the movie. It's interesting, but I just hated the woman. Okay, good. Thor, are you going to trim your hair up for the con? Got any plans for any haircuts soon?
I'm gonna try to. That's the plan. I know it's getting kind of long now.
That was Deep Blue Sea. I thought Deep Blue Sea was about sharks. Doesn't Samuel L. Jackson get eaten by a shark in Deep Blue Sea?
I have no freaking clue.
It makes sense that Tom Hiddleston's in a movie that has Samuel L. Jackson getting eaten by a shark. That's how he loses his eye. Favorite Lord of the Rings character? Favorite Lord of the Rings character?
One of the wizard dudes.
Yeah, wizard dudes, bro. Sick. I would say Radagast. Radagast the Brown. Radagast the Bird Tamer.
The bird tamer.
We did favorite candy. I'm really sad I can't watch this live. You are watching it live. We're doing this live.
That's hilarious.
We are behind on the chat. All right. Favorite drink. What's your favorite drink?
Coffee. Lots and lots of coffee.
I like a nice, there's a place called Smoothie King. They make a smoothie. God, what the hell is it called? Mango Fest, I think it's called. That's my favorite drink. Because they crush their ice perfectly. It's like a slushy. It's awesome. Oh, yeah, like favorite. Oh, favorite drink to get drunk on. I don't drink at all. So I can't even tell you.
I drink, but I don't know. It's whatever's there, really. Whatever's in front of me.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on drugs and alcohol? I have no problems with people using drugs and alcohol. I just don't choose to myself.
Nope, no drugs. Alcohol, I mean, I don't drink that often, so, and I only do it socially.
No pulp. Orange juice without the pulp. That's way better.
With extra pulp.
Oh, God. Gross.
I love it. And I know when I buy it and put it in the fridge, no one's going to touch it. It's mine.
My dad does that. He'll buy like a half gallon of pulp orange juice.
Yeah, because he knows you won't touch it.
Yeah. Okay, what's your fan pet peeve? Like when they meet you, when we meet people in person, what's the pet peeve?
I don't think I have one.
I don't like it when people touch my props without asking me first. I don't like people when people touch my props when they ask me first to begin with. So I've had a couple people just go for it, and I'm just like, no, you can't do that. That's bad, wrong. You should feel bad. I mean, I know you've had some things happen where you didn't like it. I'm not going to out you for it.
What?
I don't know. It just, I mean, it's not, I guess it's not as much a thing as just like there are some personalities you clash with, like immediately.
Oh yeah, yeah. People just personalities I can clash with a lot. I can't. I don't know what you're thinking about. Like normally, anything. A lot of the negative things that happen is usually just I'm gonna forget it like that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a time when someone comes up and says something that's just the wrong thing to say. It's never anything consistent, but every once in a while, someone's just going to come up and be either really excited or just have the wrong idea about what our role at a con is. And when that happens, we both kind of just look at each other, try to resolve it as quickly as possible, and then move along. So it's not as much a pet peeve as just like we sort of signal an alert every once in a while. When I come home to Rhode Island, will I be going to King Richard's Fair? I'm only going to be in Rhode Island at the beginning of December, so I don't think King Richard's Fair is going to be happening. Worst cosplay related injury, either making the cosplay or while in cosplay.
The only thing I've ever had is just I have a lot of wires going through mine, and I've glued them down, but some of those wires are coming out, and they like stab my skin. They've stabbed my chest and my arms and stuff, but that's it. Nothing bad.
Yeah, I have some suspender related discomfort that I have to work out. I also have incredible head pain when I wear the helmet. I'd say the worst actual injury. I've cut myself a couple times with an X-Acto knife while working on the costume, but nothing serious enough for it to trouble me for more than a day. Would you own a cat dog if it was real?
That depends. Are they put together like their
Yeah,
ass put together?
like the cartoon cat dog where it's like a creepy talking double-headed animal with no butt? Because no, there would be a mess. They would be constantly puking up shit all the time, and that would be gross.
I don't know. Give me something small and cute, but not some freakish thing.
Yeah, small mammal. That's fine. I'd own it if I had the time and the money and everything and a good home for it. Have any of you played the Dragon Age games? No, have not.
Never played.
Okay. What's the worst job you've ever worked? You can't tell we're going into lightning round right now. Worst job I've ever worked was at a print shop. It involved a lot of very precise cutting and measuring and all that stuff, and I would always screw something up. And I wasted a lot of that dude's materials, and he got real mad at me and fired me. It's the only job I've ever been fired from.
Digging holes. I've had to dig holes. One day, I lasted only a couple of hours before I quit in Las Vegas. It was like 114 degrees, and we had to dig holes for palm trees.
That's no
ridiculous.
Good. What was your first job?
My first job? Security guard.
My first job, I worked for my mom for a while. She had a business, and I did that. But then I started working at a department store in high school. That was a good job. I actually loved that job. If I could go and do that full time and make like a lot of money, I would be a stock clerk. I legitimately enjoy organizing stock rooms. We know what Loki worked in, but Thor, what's your field of work?
Nothing.
Yeah, we're both pretty much looking for work right now. So don't, you know. Let's see. Family Thanksgiving is where you get to see who dies and who lives. It's like Game of Thrones. Thanksgiving is at Checker Barrel K. Cool. Happy to please you, Bad Kitty. Do you listen to creepypastas? I do not know what you mean by creepypastas.
That sounds familiar, but I have no idea.
Don't want to be a woman. Okay. Have you ever had a paranormal experience or just had something strange happen to you and you couldn't explain it? Really, honestly.
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been afraid that something would happen, and then it never honestly did. I've been to places that are supposed to have ghosts in them, and nothing ever happened. Loki, how should one go about requesting a co-op play, and they try not to be a ward over the microphone? Are you if you're talking about playing a game with me on Steam, just friend me on Steam. I've posted my Steam wish list a bunch of times, and you can find my username through there, and just, you know, friend me. I'll accept it. I'm very rarely available to actually play, but if I am, you know, I'm happy to play with anyone who wants to play. And if you ever see me on Steam playing, join in my game. I don't care. Also, I think Steam allows me to broadcast like Twitch does, but without the window. So without the window that actually shows my face. So if you like watching games, I think you can watch me on Steam as well. So find me on Steam. I think my name is Crete, Crete, but you can search for Scrapped Productions and you'll find me.
How'd you come up with that name?
Crete?
Yeah.
When I was in like middle school, I invented a superhero character named Crete, and he was basically like a Punisher type character. But since then, I've sort of come up with other concepts for what he could do, and I don't know. I won't get into it right now, but basically, he's sort of like a tortured. He's almost like Rogue, where he can't be touched. He has all this power and he's sort of indestructible, but no one can actually get close enough to him to actually make physical contact with him. But yeah, Crete, that's where Crete came from. Riambra, we'll go over watching Variety Hour-ish with Lolling straight out of Asgard. Yeah, people like that straight out of Asgard thing you did.
Did you like that? I mean,
here's the thing. I think it's great that everyone's doing that shit, but I won't reblog anything that has that thing put over it. I won't share it just because everyone's doing it, and I won't be part of it.
I knew it.
It's my contrarian nature. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't doing it either, but then I thought about it doing the straight out of Asgard. Thought it was great. So I had to do it.
Dark Lightning assumes she's offended that I assumed that she was like that. I'm sorry to assume, Dark Lightning, but the truth is that I have had a couple of people tell me that they've found things that they could only have found through looking through my personal Facebook. When you asked me if I still write in a journal, that implied to me that you knew that I had written in a journal at some point. So while I'm sorry for assuming, I'm not that sorry for responding to that question in the way I did. So sorry, not sorry, but I know you didn't mean anything by it, but there are some people that are stepping out of bounds, and in the way that question was phrased, you know, wasn't illogical for me to assume that was the case. Captain Jack. Wow, Captain Jack is just absolutely dominating this this chat room. Everyone just wants to know what Captain Jack's thing is. In hard times, what do you two do? I'm guessing that means financially. Or, I don't know, hard times. In hard times, emotionally, financially, what do you do?
Oh, man. Financially? Hard times financially, I usually go and see if there's any work I can do for my dad and see how this is.
Yeah, as far as finding work when in a pinch, it's one of those things where you can only turn to friends and family. So like everybody has to use their connections that they've made in their life to help out. As far as emotionally, you just got to take a deep breath is what I find. Like, you know, if I'm having trouble where either I'm upset because I'm in a relationship and I don't know how to deal with what the next step is in that relationship, or if I'm not in a relationship, all you can do is look at your situation and say, this is how it is. You know, there's nothing, you know, you just have to be okay with what's going on. Every situation requires its own context. I mean, what do you do emotionally when you're feeling depressed or?
I don't know. I usually talk to people if I can. You know, I've been through a bad situation and I've talked to you before
Yeah.
about it. So that's usually my output is like if I can just talk to somebody or talk to multiple people and kind of like, hey, this is what's going on. Just kind of need to get this out. So talk to friends, talk to family.
Yeah. So Leslie asks, do we enjoy any of the videos from gamers such as Game Grumps or Critical, etc.? I don't really watch any, especially stuff that's reviewing things. I don't bother with it. I don't really need somebody else's opinion. If I like the look of something, I'm going to try it out, whether or not it's gotten bad reviews. How about you? You watch any game review videos?
Um, Not game reviews. If I'm interested in a game, I'll usually watch like gameplay, so I
Yeah.
can see how that game looks and what type of things you do in that game to see if it interests me at all. But as far as reviews, I don't really care about other people's opinions because they're usually wrong.
Yeah. Would you ever consider making a fan account on Snapchat for people to follow? I've never used Snapchat. I don't have anything against it necessarily, but my phone is kind of a piece of garbage, so the less apps I install on it, the better.
I have Snapchat and I have maybe about four, maybe five friends on there that I Snapchat with occasionally. Other than that, there's really no purpose to have one for me, anyways, for fans because my life just is not entertaining enough to send everybody pictures all day long. Like
Well, I mean,
it's
that's what
not
Instagram is
great.
for, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I use Instagram for. So Snapchat I use for personal things,
yeah.
personal or for friends. So
So Chantel, if you can get a few more people to ask for Snapchat, it might happen. Is it usable on PC? Can you use it on an actual computer, or does it have to be a mobile app?
yeah, Snapchat's just a mobile thing like Instagram.
See, that's the reason why I won't have it in the near future is because I just can't run a lot of crap on my phone right now. So the light is coming out. Walk the line. Hank Williams. Walk the line was cool. Been through any earthquakes? We've had a couple of earthquakes here in Los Angeles. They're usually not big. It just sounds like somebody shaking someone just grabbed my furniture and just shook it a little bit. That's what it usually is like.
I've only dealt with one, and I was in Nevada at that time in Lake Tahoe. It's funny.
Yeah. We already discussed favorite comic book artists. If it's specifically comic books, I might actually go with Ryan Otley. But Thor's vote was for Todd McFarlane earlier.
Woohoo!
We already went over the Mike Mignola one. Have you ever played Mortal Kombat? Who's your favorite character from Mortal Kombat?
Sub-Zero.
Oh, really? I'm gonna cheat. And actually, you know what? Raiden. I was gonna say Goro, just to cheat, but I think Raiden's my favorite. But the old Raiden before he had like a fancier costume, back when it was just like a white gi with the straw hat. What about bacon? Are you not big fans of it then?
Of
I
what?
like bacon. I just ate bacon this morning, and I'm gonna eat it tomorrow morning too.
Bacon's good. Not good for you, but it's good.
Yeah. Are we going to Sack Anime? Yes, we already answered that. Shit, I lost it again. God.
Yes, we are going to Sack Anime.
Start reading questions from the bottom.
You're just going at the bottom and scrolling up?
You start at the bottom, and I'll take back over when I find where
Mostly
it was.
just people having conversation at this point.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, everybody's volunteering to be a guest. Okay, here we are. Sack Anime. Have you guys ever heard of Elvis? If so, what's your favorite song? Wait, Elvis Presley? Are you talking about the guy that did like What the Fox Say? Whose name is, what is his, Elvis or something? Anyways, Elvis, what's the one in the prison? Jailhouse Rock. Or You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog. Let's say that's my favorite Elvis song. That's the one that comes to mind. My grandmother.
Nothing come to mind. But those two work perfectly fine for me.
Yeah. Why do you keep cosplaying? You did it to show people up, but now why do you keep going? I don't mean that in a bad way, just curious. Well, I mean, it's a rude way to put the question. But I keep doing it because it's fun for me, and I put a lot of time and money and effort into my costume, so I kind of want to get as much out of that as I can. I did not do it to show people up, despite your belief that I did.
Everybody, like lots of people think of, they have that, competitive mindset. So everything that exists or is done out of competitive nature. And it's just not the case.
Yeah.
We do it for fun, not to show anybody up.
So yeah, I mean, I did it because I thought it suited me, because people kept saying you should, and I did. I didn't do it to be like, yeah, I'm gonna show everybody up. I mean, that comes to mind sometimes when people start this sort of thing, and they do want to do the best they can do, but that wasn't the motivation. Something about Schrodinger's cat. Do you think it's alive or dead in the box?
What?
The cat's dead. I'm sorry, the cat's dead.
All right.
You know what Schrodinger's cat is?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, man.
Basically, there's a psychologist or a scientist that says if you put a cat in a box and then close the box so that you can't observe the cat or hear it or sense it in any way, the cat will basically live forever because you never saw proof that it's dead.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's like a very cruel and unusual way to make a point scientifically. PGC is here. She made a little debut earlier. I'm sorry you didn't get to see her. Outside of Fantastic Four, are there any comic book movies that you think should be rebooted? I think Punisher should get a good shot at being an R-rated movie, and Spawn as well.
Definitely Spawn. I keep hearing about it. Like it's the thing, and it's gonna happen, and it never happens. Still waiting.
You think Marvel's movies would be different if Disney hadn't bought them? Would it be for the better or the worse? I think they might be a little edgier without Disney involved, but I don't think they would be drastically different.
Yeah. Disney's doing a good job, so who cares?
Two different Deep Blue Seas. Do you think you guys would take the time to watch Red versus Blue on YouTube by Rooster Teeth? I think there's like hundreds of hours of that, isn't there?
It's on Netflix now.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever put in the time, honestly. Yeah, Vitas Opera number 2 was the thing I was talking about. Okay, that's not a question. Have you ever or would you ever attend a Ren Fair in Irwindale? I have attended. I attended last year. I didn't enjoy it that much. I brought a couple friends who weren't particularly into Ren Fair, and I realized in that moment that I wasn't particularly into Ren Fair because they made some good points about how kind of stupid it was to be there. What qualities do you look for in friends? I look for helpfulness, I guess. Friends that are willing to say, hey, I see you're doing something. I'd like to be involved in that, are to me more attractive as friends than friends who are just like, yeah, I'm cool, you're cool too. Like, it doesn't mean anything to just pay each other compliments. You got to be able to get involved.
I don't know. I mean, to me, it's just more of like a personal feeling for
it's chemistry.
Person that is around me at the time. It's like I'm either, I don't know, it just depends how I feel, I guess.
Do you know who Jimmy Orion Ellis is?
No. Glad we got that sorted out.
Creepypasta story. Okay, good. A lot of creepypasta explanations happening. Like poison movies. Okay. Oh, I lost it again. It's having. Okay. Someone's trying to explain the Neapolitan, and I don't think
They've got it figured out.
we did pick our favorite Queen song. I don't remember what we ended up saying. I think it was Bohemian Rhapsody. What type of cons would like to when I recommend them to invite? I mean, any comic or anime convention, certainly tweet at them. Okay, you can download Android. Spider, you attend different cons. Does the same go for Comic-Con cosplay cruises? I'm a little afraid of boats, honest. I'm not afraid of boats, but I'm afraid of being sick for a week at a time. So I would give a cruise a shot, but I can't guarantee that it would go well.
I've been on one cruise. I loved it. It's nice. You feel weird when you get off of the boat, though. It's like
Right
your
here is
equilibrium is a little messed up.
Yeah, my I fear 1, seasickness, and 2, the norovirus, which is common on cruise ships. Do you have any bad habits?
Chewing on my hair.
Yeah, I fidget a lot. I get distracted easily. I mean, I got a lot of bad personality traits. You're watching them happen right now. I'm sort of a dick sometimes. Like, you see it. I'm cheap. What else do you want me to tell you? I'm stubborn.
$6.59.
Okay. Yeah, we're about done. That's about it. All right. We're coming in right on time. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for stopping by today. It looks like we're currently standing at 53 watching. Not too shabby. So thank all 53 of you for coming in and checking that shit out. But I gotta go.
You guys.
What's that?
We do enjoy having you guys.
Yeah, we'll be doing this as long as you guys keep coming back. And it seems like we're leveling off right around the mid-50s, somewhere in the 60s of viewers. So, I mean, we're happy with that as long as you guys are happy to come and talk to us. Maybe before next week, we'll figure out somebody to bring on with us. It's just hard to find people that have daytime, free time during the day. But we'll let you know. And until then, we're going to sign off. And we'll see you next week, and probably even before then, we'll be posting and doing stuff. So goodbye, guys. Miss you. Love you. Bye.